Live from Las Vegas, Nevada, it's WIMA, Women in Music and Arts, Las Vegas's #1 women's organization for scholarships in the arts. With your host, the dazzling and talented Sandy Kastel. WIMA is a non-profit organization comprised of dynamic, influential women in the performing, visual, and literary arts, dedicated to empowering artists of all ages through education and mentorship. For the next 60 minutes, we'll meet local performers, painters, sculptors, singers, songwriters, musicians, comedians, dancers, authors, and more. Now, let's bring on the host. Here is Sandy Kastel.
Welcome to Jazz and Cocktails. This is your host, Sandy Kastel, and we are broadcasting live from Las Vegas, Nevada, every Tuesday at 6 p.m. on KLAV AM 1230 and streaming online at KLAV1230am.com. Today, my guest is Wendy Carianes. Is that right,
yes,
Wendy?
It is.
All right, I got it. Well, let me just tell you, it says, with all the makings of jazz ascendancy, one will surely be mesmerized by the enchanting voice of Wendy, a heartfelt, true blues singer with a deep connection to her music. Her notes so smooth, she can mellow a room, evoke a mood, and create a vibe. Welcome, Wendy, to Women in Music and Arts, Jazz and Cocktails. Wow.
Great to be here.
You have a beautiful voice. I've had the chance of getting a sneak preview of your songs, which we're going to be playing in a few moments for our listening audience. But I just wanted to ask you, first of all, you grew up in Las Vegas, Nevada, just like I did.
I'm a native. You're a native also.
I'm not a native, but I grew up here since 1963.
Okay.
That's almost.
You've seen the real Las Vegas.
That's right. And my youngest sister was born here, so yeah, she's a native. But what was it like growing up in Las Vegas in your perspective, as you've heard other people talk about growing up in different cities and then asking you about what it was like to grow up in Las Vegas? Because people have a different perspective of what Las Vegas is.
It was amazing growing up in Vegas back in, in the old times where, music was all over the Strip and you couldn't find a dead room on the Strip 7 nights a week. So there was always a great opportunity to perform. I started at 16 on the Strip.
You did?
I did.
Oh, my gosh,
downtown,
I was 17.
Downtown at the Mint.
At the Mint, I was at the Four Queens.
Oh, really? Really?
But I think I was a few years before you. But that's okay. We don't talk about that.
This is the 1980.
Yeah, well, I was in the 70s, okay? Yeah, the late, mid to late 70s. So that's not bad. Just 10 years difference here.
Yeah, we won't talk about birth dates, how young we are.
But that's okay. I feel good at any age that I'm at. And actually, this is a good age for all of us, don't you think?
The best age, the best.
Yeah, yeah.
It is.
So growing up in Las Vegas, you started singing at 16 on the Strip, or in downtown Las Vegas. So tell me about that first job.
Oh, it was a jazz band.
Yeah?
And I didn't really know a lot about jazz. And they called me up and they said, "Do you want to do this gig at the Mint?" And I said, "Sure." And it was actually a sub gig filling in for Denise Clemente.
Oh my gosh.
Who was the house band up there. And
okay, so now she's more in my era.
Denise is wonderful.
I know. I love her.
Yeah, she is. And so I started up there and I fell in love with jazz. That was the age where I learned, about the standards and Sarah Vaughan and
that's kind of funny because it was the 80s.
Yeah.
And you think about all the music that was being played in the 80s, and here you were singing jazz.
Yeah.
Must have been great.
It was great. My parents were very eclectic with music. They were big Elvis Presley fans, and they played music every day. But they were into all kinds of music, not so much of jazz. I kind of learned that, with my musical friends and another friend of mine, Linda Reese. I'd go over there, and her daughter would teach me to sing, and she kept saying, "You're jazz, you're jazz." And I'm like, "No, I'm not." I used to say, "No, I'm not," because I didn't know what it meant.
Yeah, right.
And when I started listening to it, I said, "Oh, okay, I get it." Yes.
Yeah. And your dad was a singer?
Dad was a singer, yeah.
Yeah. And so did he work here in town?
He didn't work in Vegas. He's from Chicago, and he grew up in Chicago writing and recording music with his groups. And then he got married and had a family and just kind of let it go. But he always played his guitar.
Yeah.
While we were growing up.
Well,
always.
Chicago's a great town for music.
Oh, Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's listen to one of your songs. I'm going to start off with Sad Songs.
It's been a long, long day. As I look back on yesterday, it's left a trace of blues I can't erase. And those demons are chasing me, committing the crimes and bad relationships I should have left behind. As loneliness creeps in my mind, the madness, the chaos, the joy of it all. What's the playback gonna be? The same old remedy, sad songs. I've been singing for so long. Sad, sad, sad songs that keeps playing on and on. Such is my life, a little sugar in some strife, a mixture of joy and pain. Oh, like winter winds, a chill that never ends. And I wish it would go away. Searching for signs, with lustful eyes are keeping me blind. Why is true love so hard to find? When it all falls apart in the aftershock, tell me, will it lead to the same old melody? Sad songs I've been singing for so long. It's just a sad, sad song that just keeps playing and playing on and on. Oh, I really hope time's my friend before the hourglass comes to an end.
If you are just tuning in, you are listening to Jazz and Cocktails with your host, Sandy Kastel. We are broadcasting live from Las Vegas on KLAV and streaming online at KLAV1230am.com. Our rebroadcast of our show can be found this Friday, 10 a.m. on VegasAllNetRadio.com. That was Wendy Kirianis with Sad Songs. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
You've got a soulful voice. Soulful. I love it. I love it.
That was a song I wrote with my producer, Randy Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And Randy worked with Man on the Horn for Miles Davis. He was actually the only singer that Miles ever allowed to sing.
Wow.
And he wrote and co-produced that album, Man with the Horn. And he's here in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Where did you record that?
At Randy's house.
Here in town?
Here in Las Vegas.
Wow, what a nice
All
studio
these songs,
he must
actually.
have.
Actually, he works out of his bedroom, like a bedroom in his home that's just a small, tiny converted studio.
A $40,000 bedroom, right?
No.
No.
He's from Chicago. He's so old school, and he's such a great producer, and he's a great vocal producer and arranger. I have him do all my music.
Oh, I
all the
love
songs
it.
today. He's the producer on them as well as.
That's great. Well, all right. It does say, yes, you began your singing career professionally at the age of 16, front and center stage at the Las Vegas Strip with a local jazz band. And Wendy was not accustomed to singing jazz, but gave it a shot, which obviously has paid off for you. Your voice and career then led you down the path of lending itself to all the different styles of music that you loved, from jazz, R&B, classic rock to country, and dance to world music. Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
I love it all.
So you had to explore the other genres, didn't you?
I did, and I still do, and love them all.
Yeah. But we're all listening to jazz tonight, though, the jazz recordings. So how did you feel about recording other styles?
I did a CD about 10 years ago, and it's I don't know. I guess it's considered adult contemporary and kind of maybe some kind of jazz undertones to it, but
jazz pop.
Yeah, I like that jazz pop. Yeah,
I think they say pop is really not a genre, but we've created a genre called pop, and now we have country pop and jazz pop and R&B pop. No. So anyway, you've been to France, New York. You were briefly resided for a year, and then went on to San Francisco.
Yeah, San Francisco, and did a
and
little
Los
bit of
Angeles.
stuff out there. And I live in Los Angeles currently,
Mm-hmm.
and it's great. They talk about. I've heard some musicians say there's not a great jazz scene, but you really have to, find the places, because there still are. There's some great spots in LA that are a new place called the Blue Whale downtown, and Vibrato, Herb Albert's Club.
Yeah, there's some nice rooms out there.
Yeah.
So it also says that you have a lifelong dream of painting, and your music led you into that.
Yeah, I paint now, and it's more of a release, just a meditation type of thing.
What medium?
I use oils and acrylics and oil pastels. I combine everything, and I love oil pastels though, because you could just sit down and just kind of, I like doing just free flow where everything just comes out, and it's so relaxing.
Yeah. My mom was an artist, and she worked a little bit with those oil pastels, too. She liked them, too.
They're fun.
Yeah.
I taught my mom. My mom loves it now.
Oh, you did?
She likes the acrylics, though.
Uh-huh.
But I think it's healing on all levels.
Well, the acrylics dry a little faster.
Yes.
They're not as complicated to work with, from my understanding. Well, you must become a member of Women in Music and Arts. We would love to have you.
Absolutely.
Because you have all of the elements, the music and the arts, and you.
Absolutely.
So what would be the main thing that you would tell people? I want to go back to growing up in Las Vegas, especially since you're out in Los Angeles now, because when I grew up in Las Vegas and then I went to L.A., and it seems like they all had a different perception of Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Do you get that?
I do. And what's really funny, though, is they copy a whole lot from each other.
Yeah.
One is taking this club vibe or this, style, and they're going back and forth with it. But Vegas is amazing. I think it's people just look at it as a strip, and it's not. There's
so much more.
There's mountains here. We have, the canyons to hike, and there's Lake Las Vegas, and there's a lot of cool stuff here.
Yeah, I think what people don't really realize, especially for us as songwriters, that there is a lot of inspiration here in Vegas.
Yes.
The Red Rock Mountains are beautiful. I mean, you can get away. You can go up to, to Mount Charleston if you want it to be a little cooler. You can go out to the lake. You can go to Red Rock. You can go to Death Valley if you want to get hotter. Take a lot of water.
Save that one for the winter.
But there's biking and there's kayaking and there's hiking and there's skiing. There's all these things around here, and that really is a benefit when you live in a city that is in a valley and is surrounded by a lot of hotels and a lot of casinos
and late night dining
and late night. Yes.
Yeah, and there is music everywhere. There's you can always find something playing somewhere on some night or a jam session. There's always, like you have to look through the crevices for the jazz here, and it does exist. It's here.
Yeah, well, we keep bringing them back.
Yes, we do. It will never go.
All right, well, let's listen to this next song called Butterfly.
Oh down and watch the flowers bloom with you. Till the day is dawning, I am lost within your gaze. I hear a melody playing, taking my breath away into the daylight, where I can find a peace of mind with you. Till now time is always begging to call for the arms of you. Oh, feel the raindrops fall upon my face, to feel the gentle embrace in your heaven. Till the day is dawning, I am lost within your gaze. I hear a melody playing, taking my breath away into the daylight, where I can find a peace of mind with you. Till night time is always begging to call for the arms of you. Take me high to the sky on a cloud with you, to feel the raindrops fall upon my face, to feel the gentle embrace in your heaven, to feel the gentle grace in your heaven.
Make a difference with WIMA, Women in Music and Arts. WIMA is a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering artists of all ages through education and mentorship. And becoming a member is easy. Log on to WIMAinternational.com. That's WIMA, W-I-M-A, international.com. Or call 702-240-2930. 702-240-2930. The benefits of membership are many. There are empowering women workshops, monthly WIMA mixers at different locations, art shows, songwriter showcases, big band performances, poetry readings, and so much more. And membership starts at just $25. Log on now to WIMAinternational.com or call 702-240-2930. That's 702-240-2930. WIMA, Women in Music and Arts, Las Vegas's #1 women's organization for scholarships in the arts.
Are you ready, James?
I'm ready.
Good, let's start. Hi, this is Sandy Kastel.
And James Kelly.
Inviting you to join us for our new show, Behind the Scenes with Sandy Kastel.
And James Kelly.
Isn't that kind of redundant?
Sure is.
Join us every other Tuesday at 2 p.m. as we talk with the people behind the scenes of Las Vegas's biggest shows, events, and motion picture productions.
We will introduce you to producers, directors, singers, dancers, and stagehands that bring each show to life.
So, join us every other Tuesday at 2 p.m.
Welcome back to Women in Music and Arts, Jazz and Cocktails, an intimate look into the world of jazz and its musicians, singers, and songwriters. Now, here again, your host, recording artist, Sandy Kastel.
Welcome back to Jazz and Cocktails. This is Sandy Kastel, and we are broadcasting live from Las Vegas on KLAV, streaming online at KLAV1230am.com. The rebroadcast of this show can be found on Friday, 10 a.m. if you're listening in to VegasAllNetRadio.com. That was Wendy Kirianis with Butterfly, and that song you wrote with?
Vernell Brown Jr.
Vernell Brown Jr.
And that featured Mike Clark on drums and Paul Jackson on bass. I captured them when they came to town to do a concert with Vernell, and
that's good.
Got him to record the song.
And I understand you said you're going to be singing with Vernell in August?
August 10th, he's going to be down at Lake Las Vegas, so I'm going to be doing songs with him that evening.
That'll be wonderful.
Yeah.
So I was asking you if you knew Dolly Coulter.
I know of her, and I know I've met her. We've crossed paths.
Well, she's one of our members, and she and Bert Anderson are doing a children's show on Saturdays at 9:30 in the morning. And I was just, it's exciting to have the different singers that we've all grown up in town, and now we're getting an opportunity to do different projects together.
Yeah.
And so you're currently working on a CD project with your group called the Divinity Zero?
Well, I'm working on it with Brandon Fields.
Uh-huh.
And he is he's a jazz artist.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard it. He's played with everybody, and he is. We started just writing. We have 5 songs so far, and we're continuing on. And
great.
Yeah.
I guess we have a caller, Don. Hello, Don.
Hi there. How are you?
Good. How are you?
This is terrific. This is Don Goodman, Sandy.
Hi.
Hi, Dawn.
Yeah, 2 of my favorite people at the same time. Hi, Wendy.
How are you, hun?
I'm fantastic. My girl's in town, and I just found out about the show. I'm so excited. Wow.
So I guess you're going to be coming out, huh?
You betcha, babe.
All right. Anywhere that she's singing, you're going to be, right?
Oh, yeah. I know where she is. I'm chasing her.
So you're going to be there this Saturday afternoon at the Boulevard Mall?
I will.
Okay, and that's from 1 to 4, I believe.
1 to 4.
That's right.
And that's put on by the Nevada Youth Alliance?
That's right. David Osman and
I don't know if you want to say it out loud, but I know where she's going to be on Friday.
yes.
Well, you can say it out loud. Go ahead.
The Dispensary Lounge.
Okay.
Great jazz bar.
Okay.
10 to 2 a.m.
That's right.
Right, Wendy?
That's right.
Well, good. I want to go out.
For
I wanna
all the
go out
late
there
nighters,
too.
it's so great.
Hey, that is the best hang in town.
It certainly is, Dawn. It really is, and it's been around forever. And they recently brought jazz in, and it's fantastic. Wednesdays, Friday, and Saturday.
They do a jam on Wednesday night, and then wonderful singers on Friday and Saturday, and that's where I first discovered Wendy.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I'll have to call him myself. I've been looking for a nice little spot here in town.
You
Hey,
should.
if you're nice, she may let you sit in.
She
Absolutely.
might.
I hope you do come in.
Oh, man. Did I work that all right, Dawn?
She's in.
On air, too.
She's in.
I'm getting ready to go catch a show tonight, so I
Okay.
do that a lot.
Well-
And I'm getting out of here. I love you guys.
Love you too, Dawn.
Thank you so much for calling in, Dawn, and have fun tonight, okay? And we'll see you
Thanks a
then.
lot.
We'll see you Saturday and Friday,
Friday.
night, right?
You got it.
Okay, see you there.
All right,
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
He's great. He's such a great supporter of jazz. He's
That was
wonderful.
such a nice surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about the new project that you're working on with Brandon Fields.
So the new project is, we've been inspired by a lot of films.
Mm-hmm.
The music's coming from and just a lot of world events, and they're, he's. I'm working with Randy Hall out here on the vocals and the arrangements, and Randy's written some stuff with us also, and it's coming along. It's taking a little bit of time, but it's getting there.
Well, anything worth waiting for,
That's
anything
right.
worth doing is worth waiting for, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So, Wendy, who's been your biggest inspiration growing up as a jazz artist?
Oh, I love so many singers.
Anybody that's-
male and female. I mean,
Who was the
it's
first
just-
one, I should say, the very first one?
oh, I love Sarah Vaughan, and I like Ella Fitzgerald, for their different ways, and I like Edie Gourmet, and and it's so crossover because I love Patsy Cline and I love all these, I love all these great old singers that they all could sing without auto-tune back then.
Yeah. What is auto-tune anyway? I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
It doesn't. They don't use it so much in jazz.
I don't think they ever
so.
use it in jazz.
Yeah, because you're going for that live, natural sound, and you want to get every little essence, and especially when you're doing different, little runs and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all about the improv. I like improvisational jazz. I like when I work out here, I like to just tell the band, let's play it different. Every time we do it different. It's never the same. It's just so nice to be able to channel and to do it different and be spontaneous. And the guys really like it too.
When you record, are you layering? Are you doing it with the musicians in the room and then singing the song at the same time? How are you recording?
We actually did the vocals first, and then the band went in afterwards.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you do that? With no music? You mean no?
No, we had just like basic drum tracks.
Okay.
And put some of the live stuff on first, some of it. But then we had Gary Novak in L.A. and Reggie Hamilton, Ian Martin come in and do their one take. Do their one takes because they're so great. They just come in and knock it right out.
Right.
Yeah.
So you laid the rough tracks or the rhythm tracks first?
Yeah.
And then sing. But did you sing live with them?
No, I didn't sing live with them on them. But I am going to probably do that with the next few songs that I'm about to do, and I'll probably record them in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I'm sure you heard about when Diana Krall worked with Barbra Streisand on that album that she did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it was very interesting because Diane had her record the tracks. They recorded the rhythm tracks and everything, and then Streisand came in and sang. And she's used to doing it with the orchestra at the same time. And so it was a new experience for her, she said.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah, but it was a great album.
Did you record with the whole orchestra on your CD?
Yeah, but I did a scratch track is what I did when I was back in Nashville. And I did the rhythm tracks first, and then we went in and had separate dates where we brought the strings in, and then we brought the brass in, all the horns.
Nice.
So.
I like your song. Is it Indian?
Oh, Indiana Rain?
Indiana. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And that was showing a different side of yourself also, which I see you're getting out. And I love that. That's so beautiful.
Well, I'm like you. I like country also. I like different styles, different genres. I have a couple of R&B songs, and a couple of pop songs. But so I just sing where my heart goes.
Yes.
And whatever songs come out.
That's right.
So speaking of music and songs, let's listen to Reality.
Rain is falling and I'm feeling low. Spirits lost out in the cold. Day has faded, leaving me alone with just a window. I look out into the world and gaze, searching for the answers right. And as I pray, whatever come what may, seeking we shall find. It's just reality sneaking up on me, and it gets me every time. lose your soul amongst the road we've paved through the depths of life. Though this journey may seem cruel to you, it's a fallen paradise. But we can choose to connect the truth, use our hidden insight. It's just reality creeping up on me, and it gets me every time. Like the ebb and flow, like a seed that grows. Patience, please be kind. It's just reality creeping up on me, and it gets me every time. Like the ebb and flow, like a seed that grows. Patience, please be kind. Be kind.
Hi, this is Sandy Kastel with WIMA, W-I-M-A, Women in Music and Arts, Las Vegas's #1 women's organization for scholarships in the arts. Join me every Wednesday at noon as I introduce you to the members of Women in Music and Arts, a nonprofit organization comprising of dynamic, influential women in the performing, visual, and literary arts dedicated to empowering artists of all ages through education and mentorship. Join me Wednesdays at noon for Women in Music and Arts, Las Vegas's #1 women's organization for scholarships in the arts.
Make a difference with WIMA, Women in Music and Arts. WIMA is a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering artists of all ages through education and mentorship. And becoming a member is easy. Log on to WIMAinternational.com. That's WIMA, W-I-M-A, international.com. Or call 702-240-2930. 702-240-2930. The benefits of membership are many. There are empowering women workshops, monthly WIMA mixers at different locations, art shows, songwriter showcases, big band performances, poetry readings, and so much more. And membership starts at just $25. Log on now to WIMAinternational.com or call 702-240-2930. That's 702-240-2930. WIMA, Women in Music and Arts, Las Vegas's #1 women's organization for scholarships in the arts.
Welcome back to Women in Music and Arts, Jazz and Cocktails, an intimate look into the world of jazz and its musicians, singers, and songwriters. Now, here again, your host, recording artist, Sandy Kastel.
This is Sandy Kastel with Jazz and Cocktails, and we are broadcasting live from Las Vegas on KLAV and streaming online at KLAV1230am.com. Rebroadcasts of this show can be heard this Friday morning at 10 a.m. on VegasAllNetRadio.com. That was Wendy Kiriani's singing Reality. Now that song, did you co-write that song also?
Yes.
Or is that, yes, who'd you write that one with?
With Brandon Fields.
Okay. So you've written a lot with him.
Yeah, we're working on this project, and he's wonderful. He's stepping outside of, because he's just been doing really, so many people have different interpretations of jazz.
Yes.
But it's really kind of crosses over, I think, into different places. Some people think it's standards, but he's had a lot of success. He actually did an album called Standards that's gotten a lot of play.
So it says here you're also working on a solo project, but then when I asked you, you said, well, it's kind of turning into the same
it's
thing.
kind of turning into the same thing as he's trying to finish up a bunch of his songs, and he's got a label waiting for him, and he's trying to mix this, and I'm like, well, maybe you should take those, and I'll take these, and we'll run with them, and and it's just the work, because he's trying to do so much.
Yeah. Now, how many songs are going to be on this album?
I think there's going to be 9 songs.
9.
Yeah.
What do you think about working together and writing songs, co-writing?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the mixing of energies. Give me a track and I love writing melodies and lyrics. I had a group called Moksha use a song of mine called Say You Will on their Mammal or Machine. They're a Las Vegas-based group. And it's a pretty funky little song. It's called Say You Will. And I do that in the live shows I do in Los Angeles.
So when you're co-writing with somebody, do you ever start out with the lyrics first and then give it to somebody to do the music, or does it usually start where you get the track and then write the lyrics to it?
It's funny, that last song was one I came up with, and just to a drum beat. But some of them, it's most of the time it's just, I love when someone gives me a track, and I could just write to a drum beat and then say, hey, hear the melodies. I like writing melodies. Yeah.
That's good. Well, it's working well for you.
Thank you.
So, your education. What was your education as a singer growing up? Did you go to school? Did you, study officially, certain programs,
No.
or did you get your experience on the road, or?
No, in school, I started singing in 6th grade. I was inspired by another singer, a friend of mine. And then I got into choir and things like that. But really, it was just from the time I started singing professionally. And I'd go to the Bay Area at 16 years old also. I had a boyfriend at the time, and his father's best friend was a music teacher, but he showed me different kinds of techniques. He'd make me sit at the piano and do scales, and taught me how to use my falsetto, which I didn't even know existed at the time. And I went out there up until the time I was 21 years old, and just would study with him. He taught me how to record and write. He was my mentor.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So, so most of your experience then was working, actually.
Yeah, I was working.
Being out there and performing, and especially for improvising.
Oh yeah, nothing. I think the best schooling you get is just singing live.
So you've got this show coming up this Saturday. You want to tell us a little bit more about that? How you got involved with the Nevada Youth Alliance and David Osmond?
Yes, I got involved. A friend of mine, James Barella, had called me up one day and he said, "Do you want to do a concert?" And I said, "I'd love to." And he put me in touch with David, who is just wonderful. He's done so much for the community. I think it's so amazing what he's doing, putting these on, the Youth Alliance. And I went to the one at Tivoli Village, and they had art vendors set up, and it was so cool. And I was surprised there wasn't a lot more people there. And I said, "You need to promote this. This is wonderful, an afternoon or late evening event, and where people can actually go that really don't like to go to clubs and are more daytime and early evening folks." And he's doing it. I love it.
I think part of the thing he's up against is the heat.
Yes.
In the afternoons.
That's why I'm very glad it moved inside the Boulevard Mall.
Yes, it did. I went out there one night, and I know they pushed it back an hour so that it started a little bit later, and then it was easier. There were more people there that night. Because, when it gets 120 degrees and you're outside and you're on that, not asphalt, it's the stone,
Yes.
the stone walks there, but it's still very warm.
That's hard.
So when you travel around the world and you perform in different cities, like you said you were over in Europe, right?
I was only in France.
In France.
Yeah, that was really nice.
And how was that when you were there
It
performing?
was wonderful. They had a whole different appreciation. It's kind of like being in New York also, or having people like Dawn around, where everybody is really interested and involved in the music, and
they like jazz a lot.
they love jazz.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, I was lucky I got to see Michel Legrand when I was over in Paris,
Oh,
just by accident.
Oh, how nice.
And I took my husband and I said, "Michel Legrand," and he goes, "Who's that?" I said, "Oh my gosh, all this music, all these songs." Where can people find out more about you? Do you have a website?
I have a website. It's windysings.com, WINDYSINGS.com, and there's dates on there of my performances.
And you're also on Facebook?
I'm on Facebook, I am.
And what other social networking places are you?
Well, I have my Facebook connected to Twitter. My friend Michael Finaro, he kind of takes care of all my stuff, so I have to give him a little props here. He really helps me out. He sets me up with all of it, and I call him up and ask him, how do I tweet? What's my password? Can you put this on my website?
Yes, for all the listening audience out there that does not know, it's a lot of work to do all this stuff, especially.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
I love you.
And we need help from others. As a matter of fact, if you want to learn more about women in music and arts, or WIMA as we call it, WIMA, Women in Music and Arts, empowering artists of all ages through education and mentorship, please go to our website at wimafoundation.org, and you can learn about our different events that we have. We have monthly mixers. We have songwriter showcases. We've had big band nights. We've had a tribute to the ladies of jazz. And we just had our first art show last Sunday at Sandra Marnell's home, and it was such a blast. We had all of our fine artists. We had jewelers, jewelry designers, and handbag designers. And we just had, 150 or 200 people there. And Fox 5 was there. They had it on the news.
Wow.
And it was just a great event. So come on out and learn more about us. And please come to our mixers and support WIMA, Women in Music and Arts, because we want to support artists of all ages by giving back scholarships. And we cannot do it without your help.
That's right.
So just like those social media gurus that we need to help us maintain our websites and get the word out to the world. So let's play another one of your songs. I just want to get them all in while we're here. This next one is called Prime. You want to tell us a little bit about Prime before we play it?
Yeah, this was another. This is funny. Brandon had sent this song to me at the time I was living in Vegas, and he had a completely different idea for it, and I wrote something completely different. And I called him up over the phone and I sang it to him, and he says, "Wow," he said, "You wrote a bridge in, and I didn't even expect that." And I said, "Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing this." And it's Prime really isn't the. It's called Love Don't You Forsake Me, but he had titled it Prime, so we just kind of left it there.
Love Don't You
Don't You Forsake Me.
Don't You Forsake Me. Okay, well, we're going to listen to Prime. Love Don't You Forsake Me.
Unconsciously waiting for paradise. Will you feel? Spin the wheel. Break the seal. you see the light on the other side? Will you feel? Find what's real. Break the seal. You got to take the deal. Oh, love, don't you forsake me. Please stay by my side till the end of time. Till the end of time. Love, don't you forget me. Even when I die, till the very last teardrop I
If you are just tuning in, you are listening to Jazz and Cocktails with your host, Sandy Kastel, and we are broadcasting live from Las Vegas on KLAV and streaming online at KLAV1230am.com. Rebroadcast of our show can be found Friday 10 a.m. on VegasAllNetRadio.com. And you were listening to Wendy Kirianes, and that was Prime, otherwise known as
Love, don't you forsake me.
And what we were talking about before we went to the break is how she started out here. Brandon had a different idea for the song. He gave you the track, and then you came up with a whole different idea.
Yeah.
And that's the good thing about co-writing, and also sometimes it can be a frustrating thing if you don't collaborate and have the same ideas in mind. Have you ever run into an awkward situation when you were co-writing, or
Not really.
You're lucky.
It's been pretty. It pretty much gels.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah. Once in Nashville, I had a very interesting experience, but that's the thing. You always, as songwriters, you always start out with an agreement, usually between you. A lot of times. Sometimes people don't have to, but back in Nashville, they say anybody who's sitting in the room is one of the co-writers, whether they contribute anything or not. Wow. I said, really? Okay, that's interesting.
Wow.
But that's kind of their thing, so they all know it. So if there's 3 or 4 people in the room and they're working on a song, maybe somebody contributes one word or changes a word, and it really changes the dynamic, and maybe it creates that hook that is that much stronger. But I've actually been in on sessions where somebody actually sat there and did nothing, but they ended up being a co-writer. So you have to be very careful when you're in Nashville co-writing.
Thank you for that information.
Because you may be there someday. You never know. You might want to write a country song.
I'll say you and you out.
That's right. That's right. Just in case. Oh, we're just sitting here. No, that's okay. You can go out of the room. But it's also great to record back in Nashville, and I had a lot of great experiences back there. But this isn't about me. This show is about you, Wendy Kirianes, and where you're going to be performing Friday evening.
Friday evening at the Dispensary from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. and then Saturday at the Boulevard Mall. And I come in once a month for the Dispensary.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I come in once a month, and the next date is August 10th and 11th. And I'm also going to be with Vernell Brown Jr. at Lake Las Vegas
in August 10th.
That's right. Going to be really.
And who are you playing with at the Dispensary?
The Dispensary, Uli Geisendorfer, Fred Watstein, and Mike Meacham.
Oh my gosh! All guys I know.
They're wonderful. I love them.
I've worked with them too.
Yeah,
wonderful
guys.
Yes.
They're great guys, and they're so much fun to play with.
Yeah,
they really are. I'm very grateful I have them out here in Vegas when I come out here to do gigs.
Okay, I have a question for you. You are an artist. You're
Yes.
developing your artistic, your body of work as an artist. And you just told me you have some big pieces. Tell me about
Yeah.
the big pieces.
The big pieces are, it's funny, you think they're going to overwhelm you, but I actually like the big pieces. It's, small ones can be a little tricky because then you're trying to fit so much. You're trying to get so much on there.
Yes.
But it's really just, it's interpretive. I put on music and just, start, see what's coming out.
Do you put on your music or other people's
other
music?
people's?
Yeah, okay.
Everything. You just listen to
Okay.
everything.
So as an artist and as a singer, what does women in music and arts mean to you?
Oh, what does it mean to me? Well, you're pretty inspiring. I have to say you're an amazing woman, and for putting this together, you really are.
Well, thank you.
And I've read so much about you before I came on, and I was so impressed. I was like, you've done so much in women in arts. This is beautiful because it's not, it does need to be brought out and as a shared and bringing people together and because you inspire each other, and it's a camaraderie. It's people getting together and supporting each other because art is a beautiful thing. It's a nice natural high.
Well, I think in this town, people have come here that have come into the group and the organization. They say they've been here a couple of years and they hadn't found a home yet.
Yeah.
And they feel like it's a home, which is great. I mean, I was excited to hear that from some of our members. And so I'm so glad to have you here on our show tonight,
so
Jazz and
much.
Cocktails. And Jazz and Cocktails is sponsored by Women in Music and Arts, all of the members. And we're so happy to have you. And I'm looking forward to listening to you sing on Friday night,
Yay.
late night from 10 till 2.
Thank
and then
you.
also on Saturday afternoon at the Boulevard Mall with
Yes.
the Nevada Youth Alliance
yes.
and David Osmond's group. And he's doing such great work. And I'm so glad he brought us together.
I am too.
And thank you for being
David.
here. Yes, thank you,
you.
David.
And thank you, Sandy.
And thank you, Don, for calling in. It was nice to talk with you, and we look forward to seeing you Friday. And we look forward to seeing all of our listening audience come out and join us at our events. So come on out this weekend and join us. And this is Jazz and Cocktails with your host, Sandy Kastel, and Women in Music and Arts. You can go to our website at wimafoundation.org and learn more about our organization. So thank you again, and have a good evening. We'll see you next Tuesday at 6 p.m. here on KLAV 1230 AM radio.